Everyone, thank you so much for joining in today. I'm very excited for the topic today, and the topic today is ABM meets PPC. Okay, we have been getting a lot of requests around this particular topic on how to use performance ads and account-based marketing together to get the results. For everybody who's just joining in right now, my name is Ritesh Osta, and I'm the founder of Insightstap, and I'm also one of the top-rated Fiverr Pro consultants in the area of GTM engineering, AI app development, B2B growth, and performance marketing. So, let's get started now. So today's topic is a very interesting topic. This is like a marriage between account-based marketing, traditional marketing, account-based marketing, and the performance ads. And now with these new tools and technologies in place, thanks to HubSpot and Salesforce and others, we can merge these two and create a fabulous, precise, targeted, personalized campaigns. I'm talking about performance-based campaigns to our audiences. So if you are a B2B company or somebody who is looking to learn these subject, please do stay in touch with us. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because we come out with this kind of content a lot, and it takes a lot of effort to create these kind of contents. All right. So now with that, let's move on. ABM meets PPC, how precision ads drive target account success. Okay, all right. So today I want to introduce what we call as the bridge ads. Bridge ads. So there's a bridge between ABM campaigns that you're running and also the ads, right? So these ads are like creating a bridge, creating an extension of account-based marketing, not just with respect to email and LinkedIn messages, but it extends to Google ads and LinkedIn ads and like so on, right? So we call it the bridge ads. It's a term that we have come up with. So the bridge ads is the connection layer between the account-based marketing and the PPC, and also LinkedIn ads, and also social ads, right? So that's the bridge, right? It connects ABM campaigns to PPC and social, especially Google ads and Bing ads and LinkedIn ads, especially in this area, right? Real-time activation. So the second area is real-time. For example, if something is happening, the ad is running real-time. It is more than just a retargeting ads. Okay, traditional retargeting ads, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are aware of, in which somebody lands up in a landing page and then, they go to LinkedIn and then they start seeing retargeting ads, and they go to Meta and they start seeing retargeting ads. That is there for a very long time. But what we are talking about is, ABM, account-based ads. So these ads are not just retargeting, but it's also an outreach ads. That means you want to reach out to those accounts, those important decision makers based on the behavior. That means based on what they are doing on your apps and website. And also, if they are totally cold, that means you just want to target those accounts and those decision makers with your ads, because obviously with email and LinkedIn messages, you can only do so much, right? But with ads, it opens a new plethora of opportunities. Okay. Combine CRM, CDP, and ad data for precision. So this is where this marriage happens. The CRM, where your sales data is, the CDP, where your product data is, and then ad. So all these three things can be connected together. And the CRM and the CDP, you don't need CDP for the most part unless you're using CDP for your product related data. I'm just using for the training sake here. But even if you have just a CRM, for example, if you have only got HubSpot CRM and ad account, it works perfectly fine. And not every B2B company, uses CDP, and that's okay as well. If you're using CRM, and something like a HubSpot acts like a CDP as well in many ways in today's DNA. Okay, and Salesforce has its own CDP, which I'm not going to get into in detail. All right, and then closes loop between sales and marketing, and this is the bridge ads. Actually, is like it's like a loop between the sales and the marketing, right? So the marketing team is running ads based on the input from the sales team, in terms of ABM. So it's a very interesting arena. It's a very interesting playground that has opened up thanks to the new tools and technology which is now available. So we'll talk more about this. Okay? So this is how visually bridge ads look like. So there are signals and intent. Those goes into the CRM and the CDP sync. For example, signals and intent is it can be top 100 companies who are between 50 to $100 million, and also you can add more signals. Like for example, these companies have just been acquired or done a M&A or raise a fund or launching a new product or hiring a CTO or whatever. So whatever the signal intent is, all these data can be pushed into the CRM and the CDP. Okay, and of course you can activate your email outreach and LinkedIn outreach. Obviously you can do that, but you can also activate ads. That means you only run ads, Google ads and LinkedIn ads and Meta ads only to those accounts. That is what we're talking about, right? And then just check your pipeline loop. That means see whether your pipeline is getting increased. Okay, whether you're getting more leads, more traction, whether your pipeline sales velocity is increasing. Create a feedback loop and see how it is going on, and then put the feedback loop back into your CRM and the CDP, and then this loop continues. So that's in super simplicity what bridge ad is, right? It is like ABM but on steroids. It's like ABM but not for email and LinkedIn message, but for ads, right? It's super interesting, and if you can do this well, the opportunities and the possibilities are just immense. Why ABM and PPC must unite? Okay, because we are now living in an era where people are getting bombarded with email and LinkedIn messages left, right, and center. Okay, so in many ways, ad is also a soft outreach. You need to see ads as now as a tool set for a soft outreach. That means email outreach and LinkedIn outreach is kind of a hard outreach, right? You're just coming to their inbox and then you're trying to establish a relationship. Think of ads as a soft outreach. That means you're just basically nurturing them, making them aware of your presence. You can educating them. A lot can be done through ads, and it feels a lot less intrusive to your customers if they're seeing your ads as compared to just getting your messages and emails on day by day, every single day. Ads are much better in that case, right? So ABM brings the focus. Account-based marketing, and in principle, brings the focus. That means you only want to focus on certain category of accounts and people. Okay, so the focus is there, which is brought by ABM, but PPC brings the reach, right? You know very well that you cannot send more than 25 messages a day on LinkedIn, right? So there's only so much you can do in terms of LinkedIn messages. And emails, you can only send 50, 100 emails a month, even if you take a sales navigator. So there is a huge limitation. And with email outreach, people are the open rates, the click lists are going less and less because of the bombardment that is happening to people's inboxes, right? So the reach is difficult when it comes to LinkedIn message and email, but with ads, the reach is possible. And it is super fast. And they can create a scalable precision. That means you can be precise, at the same time you can be scalable, right? You can show the ads to people working for 100 different companies and see which companies or which companies employees or decision makers are really interacting with your ads. So it's like a outreach on steroids in many ways. Okay, every click can align to real account intent. For example, if the account is already there in your deal pipeline, if they're already coming visiting your website, if they're already using your product, then we can integrate those behavioral information back into the audiences of these ads. For example, you can create a list, a dynamic list in HubSpot for all the people who are in your pipeline, correct? And then you can push it to LinkedIn ads, okay, as an audience. Totally doable. And then run ads to all those people or companies who are at the deal stage, and then show very specific ads. You can make a list of all the leads that has come up in last 1 year, but they have not converted. make a list, create a dynamic list, push it to LinkedIn, ad account, make an audience there, and then run ads for those leads, right? So the possibilities are humongous. Even the product usage data, for example, there are 100,000 users in your product who are unpaid users. They're not paid. So you can run ads based on that particular data. You can push that and ask them, give them a discount coupon and ask them to upgrade to becoming a paid user, right? Stuff like those I'm talking about. So the possibilities are humongous. The use cases are tremendous, and we are working on these use cases every single day. I can keep on and on, but these are some very generic, use cases which comes over and over again. So I'm just using those. Okay. Every click aligns with real account intent. That means, every click that is happening with respect to these ads adds to the intent, right? For example, this person is a lead, went to the buy stage, downloaded a case study, and also clicked my ad. So these ad interaction also adds account signals and intent, which can be later used to take further decisions, right? So with this bridge ad loop, you will become smarter and smarter. Your systems become smarter and smarter to take better decisions, right? And this is perfect for enterprise SaaS go-to-market engines, right? So if you are creating a GTM engine for your enterprise SaaS go-to-market, perfect. ABM ads are bridge ads are just perfect for that. Okay, so ABM plus PPC is equals to bridge ads, and I would add ABM plus PPC plus social ad is equals to bridge ads. ABM is precision targeting, PPC is scalable reach. So that is where the beautiful mix happens. And if you combine these both, then it becomes a signal-led growth engine. Absolutely fabulous, I can just talk about this for the entire webinar, but the ideas of this webinar is to give you a big picture, and that will, based on your input, will create more targeted content around each topic that we are presenting. Okay. The precision ad tech. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the ad tech stack. Okay, how to create a tech stack for your ABM bridge ads, right? So the idea is to create a multi-layer ecosystem connecting market data to ads. That's the idea, to create a multi-layer ecosystem, creating different sources of data, cold list, leads, deals, behavioral data, web data, all this together, and then create segments and audiences in your ad accounts and then target them accordingly. And this is where the AI and automation can also come into the picture in terms of automating this as much as possible. Okay, so there are key layers here. So the key layer is, of course, the data layer, where the data is residing. For example, your sales data resides in HubSpot Salesforce. Product data resides on Segment or data warehouses, wherever it is. So this is the data layer. The intent layer, there are other layers. For example, companies who are coming from G2, high intent. Company from Factors or 6sense, your web visitors, high intent, and like so on. So all these data can be pushed and segments can be created, right? And based on those segments, you can create audiences. And then on those audiences, you can run targeted ads. Make sense? For example, you can create a segment of all the web visitors in last 30 days, all the product new free trial users of your product in last 6 months, right? All the visitors, the companies who have visited your G2 profile in last 3 months. These are all segments. Based on that, create audiences. And then based on that audience, you create a very targeted ads. So for the G2 audiences, created G2 related ads, show them a G2 metrics in which how you are, better than your competitors. Okay, for web visitors, ask them to come back and download a case study, right? And and for product usage data, you can create, hey, you know what? You can use this particular feature or that particular feature, and like so on. So you can see you can create different segments. Based on those different segments, you can create different audiences in ad accounts. And then on those audiences, you can create very specific precise ads based on their behavior, their use case, and their uh, uh, their uh, uh, their company data as well as their personal data. I'm sorry for that. Okay, all right. So matching layer. Now you got to match the layer. In a sense, once you have the data layer in place, once you have the intent layer in place, then you need to match the layer, right? Which data is matched with which intent, correct? Make sense? So if somebody is coming from G2, LinkedIn is a very good profile because, these companies, corporates might be very active on LinkedIn. If somebody is doing a web visit, then, you can also do a Google customer match and run just a targeted ads or Google display ads and like so on, right? Or maybe even a YouTube ads. So you've got to match the data layer and the intent layer with the right channels, right? And then create an ad layer, create LinkedIn ads, Google ads, Meta ads, display ads, okay, whatever it is, create those layers. So there are different systems in place, and you are integrating those systems, and then you can automate things. Right now, there is a lot of stuff that needs to go. No, G2, if somebody does this ad needs to go. Okay, web visitor, somebody checks the pricing page, this needs to happen. If somebody goes to case study, this needs to happen. So based on that, you can create multiple hundreds of different use cases. And of course, you cannot do all these things manually. It will require a large team to do that. So you can then you use the automation layer. This is where the GTM engineering comes into the picture. The clays and the make.com, the anytens, all these things will come into the picture at this stage. Okay, connecting all these different systems. And then at the end, sits the analytics layer, right? Where basically you run the GA4s and the HubSpot attribution and just attribute things, right? Which lead came from which campaigns, okay, whether this campaign performed, did not perform, all of that needs to be done, right? At the end. So these are the different layers, okay? If you can put together in the right way, you have a precision ad tech stack. Okay, this is a huge subject, but it's a very interesting subject, and all the large B2B tech enterprises, they are very interested in this. If you are not experimenting with this, then I think you're lagging behind in the market. So this is how the precision ad tech stack looks like. Data comes from CDP and CRM. Intent comes from different behavioral signals. You got to match it. You got to create an ad layer activation. You got to do all of that through automations, and then always keep an eye through analytics and optimize it, right? This is where the loop, the feedback loop completes, right? Okay. So in terms of tech stack, that is what there are different people involved in this. We actually help our customers exactly with this. If you have any queries, please do reach out to us on Insightstap. We'll be happy to assist you. Okay, all right. Now these are some use cases or workflows that I have already talked about. Okay, some very generic use cases that comes right on top for most of the customers that we work is G2 intent to LinkedIn and Google outreach, right? When I say outreach, I mean precision ads, right? So somebody comes down to G2 intent. If you have a G2 paid account in G2, and if you have a paid account in HubSpot, then it can be integrated. Okay, and those intent data can be pushed into HubSpot. In the HubSpot, you can create dynamic list, and through those lists, in HubSpot, it's called active list, by the way. Okay, but I'm using the term dynamic for people who are not from HubSpot background. They will not understand what active list is. So I'm using the term dynamic, which is a generic term there. So you can create a dynamic list, which can be updated accordingly, automatically. And then that data from that list, the company data and the people data from that particular list can be enriched, right? It can be enriched using Clay and make.com and N10. It can be enriched. More data can be added. And then based on that, you can create the audiences, the list, the company level data and the people level data. And you can create audiences, say on LinkedIn and Google, and create a customer match ads and then run ads on that, right? So that is how the entire layer works. Capture the G2 buyer intent signals, push the matched account to LinkedIn matched audiences, run personalized ad creatives, retarget through Google Display and YouTube. Okay, so run personalized ad and then retarget them, through Google Display and YouTube, and create a feedback engagement. Okay, this is one use case, one workflow, works very well. If you're not using it, if you're using G2, if you're paying a lot of money to G2 and HubSpot and LinkedIn, try to connect to them all, see the magic happens. Okay, so this is how it looks like. G2 intent to LinkedIn match audience, dynamic remarketing, and the CRM and sales outreach. Okay, that is the flow in terms of visual flow. If you can create that, it works really well. Okay, now let's talk about the workflow, the second use case, that is CRM match with similar companies API. This is often very forgotten use case. For many of the customers, they already have a huge database of prospects and customers and leads sitting in their CRM, which they do nothing much. All they do is sometimes sends a newsletter. That's pretty much it. What you can do is you can take all those data, the lead data, the customer data, the deal data, create segments, and then call these similar company API. There are a lot of APIs out there in the market which will find similar companies to the companies that you are sending. Very good, right? Correct. For example, you are working with heavy engineering companies, and you have got 10 different companies in Canada who are heavy engineering companies. Give it to a similar company API. Ask them to find other companies in Canada which basically matches the type of audience. And also you can ask the similar companies API to look for a company, say, in US. Why not? Correct. And then find those companies, create a segment, upload it into CRM, match it to the LinkedIn audience, create a customer match ads, and then run ads to them. And once you are successful with that particular segment, you can create a lookalike audience. So you can just scale, right, using LinkedIn ads, right? And the same goes with Google ads. So you can launch the prospecting as well as retargeting campaign, okay, and scale within the ICP using automation. So scale within the ICP, okay? So you have got an ICP, ideal customer match, scale it with that, okay? So starting from top down, it's bottom up, right? Starting from going to the market, finding who the customer is, and then making them into the customer. In this case, you're going to take the customer and then find who are the similar companies out there in the market, and then reach out to them. A very, very clear ABM strategy that really works in real time. And thanks to the automation and AI engines, things are much easier than before. Okay. All right. So this is how it looks like visually. CRM to customer match data. Okay. Then find similar companies API, create ad campaigns, and then create new pipelines out of that. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, now the third use case is web visitor intent. We talk about it almost in every weekend, almost in every webinar that we conduct, but I cannot emphasize enough that how important this data is, especially from the ads point of view. Okay, so identify visitors from factors and lead feeders or 6sense, whatever technology you're using. Even HubSpot has it now inbuilt. Identify those visitors, especially the company visitors. Okay, and then make a audience, score the visit by frequency, time, depth, how much the behavioral data, how much time they spend on their website, how many pages they accessed, which pages that they accessed, and like so on. Score it, and then based on the scoring, create segments within, say, factors or lead feeder. And then based on those segments, create audiences, right? And retarget the high intent visitors, okay, on LinkedIn and Google, and route warm accounts into SDR pipeline. And if the account is also interacting with the ads as compared, and also with your website together, then, route those high intent accounts to your SDR pipeline so that they can, do their personalized outreach. Absolutely, a lot of companies are just missing out on this huge opportunity. What we call as the low hanging fruit. We are missing out. So we stress that. I cannot stress that enough. So this is how it looks like visually: web visitors detection, intent scoring, ad activation, CRM and SDR follow-up. Straightforward. Okay. Then we have workflow 4, or the fourth use case, which is CDP CRM dynamic list precision. So behavioral segment. This is especially applicable to companies who are in enterprise SaaS or SaaS-based or app-based products. Okay, so there is a lot of behavioral data sitting in your CRM and CDPs and data warehouses, correct? For example, usage, renewals, trials, product usage, feature usage, all this data is sitting on this product-based behavioral analytics systems like CDPs and the data warehouse. Okay, if you can club this together and find out what are the users who are free users, but they are checking out paid feature all the time, right? What are the users who are paid users, okay, but they are not accessing some very important paid feature, right? What are the users who are paid users, but they are not coming to your app? They are not using the app. Okay. What are the users who are free users, but they are consistently using your app? The possibilities are humongous, right? So based on the behavioral data in terms of usage, renewals, trials, feature usage, whatever it is, sync those dynamic audiences with LinkedIn and Google and deliver personalized creative sequences. A lot of tech-based companies, app-based companies, they send emails, and which is perfectly fine. They said, hey, use this feature, use that feature. But you can also run ads. Why not? Absolutely. So you can feed those ad engagement data back into the CRM for optimization in terms of segment. Okay. Companies like Segment, Twilio Segment does this very well. Other companies like WebEngage, CleverTap does this also very well. You can check out these companies. I have no personal association with any of these companies, so take your own call. We work with these companies all the time. So if you want to reach out to us in terms of what will be the best suited system tech stack for you, then we can surely help you out. Okay, so this is what it looks like: the CDP data, the data warehouses, create behavioral segment, create dynamic list based on those lists, create precision ads, and then create an engagement and feedback loop back into the CDP, right? Super effective. Okay, so these are some enterprise SaaS use cases: expansion, upsell, CDP usage based targeting. If you want to upsell, take free trial to paid users and paid users to enterprise users and like so on. Renewals, okay, if you want users to renew, this will be enough signal. These ads can actually act like your bridge for them to renew, to win back the customer. Competitive conquestion, that means similar company campaigns, right? You can find your competitors and then you can run campaigns based on that. Product launches, if you want to launch a new product, you can always send a newsletter or send an email, but you can also run ads, right, as a product launch. Why not? Okay, so accounts give signals to ads to pipeline, and then repeat the process. That is what we are talking about overall in this webinar. Okay, a holy marriage, not holy, I'm sorry, the marriage between ABM and ads. That's what we are talking about, right? How to use ads, the scalability of the ad, and the precision of the ABM together to make things work for you. So these are some best practices. Refresh audiences dynamically, always refresh it, okay, dynamically, right, as much as possible. Initially, you may have to do things manually, but eventually you need to automate things as much as possible. Align the ad messaging with the buyer stage and the buyer segment. It's very important. So the messaging plays a very key important role. So your marketing team and the sales team needs to work really together. Okay, exclude customers from acquisition list. Very important. If you're talking to an existing customer and if you're constantly showing them ads, that may annoy them, not you. Sorry. So you've got to limit your ads to the existing customers. So just execute them as much as possible. Measure pipeline impact and not clicks. Okay. So you're measuring the clicks, that is good traditionally, but also you need to measure the pipeline impact and maintain privacy and data compliance. Absolutely, that's super important. Okay, and this actually, Bridge Ads actually is super good with that, right? If you're sending people email, you might be breaking some GDPR rule here and there or some software rule here and there. But if you're running ads, practically for the most case, you are safe, right? From the data compliance point of view. So create a continuous loop, detect, target, learn, optimize, repeat. That's the loop here. Okay. That is what you need to achieve. That is the goal of building these GTM stack systems. So this is the evolution from targeting to prediction. AI will drive the predictive targeting and bidding. Okay, this is what the evolution is going on in terms of AI coming to the picture. So AI will drive the predictive targeting and also the bidding. AI will do that. Real-time audience scoring based on engagement. So AI will do that as well. You don't have to score like traditional workflow. Hey, they visited my pricing page, so I'll give 5 points. And they visited my contactors page, so I will give them 10 points. All of that, I think, going forward, currently AI is doing it. And more AI will do that, right? Real-time audience scoring based on engagement and other data, AI will do that. Dynamic creating for each persona and ICP, I think this is also something AI will do that. AI will also create dynamic creatives, add copy, messaging dynamically for persona and ICP and segments. I think the AI is going to do that. And budget shifts automatically based on performance, also something that AI will do that. Okay, AI is already doing it to a large extent, but you've got to connect the dots here. All right. So intent signals, AI scoring, dynamic creatives bidding, performance optimization, a lot of stuff you can bring in the AI. Companies are already bringing AI in. Okay, there's a lot of work which is going on. We are working with our customers on this area as well. We are also learning. I call myself a student in this particular area because we have to unlearn and relearn a lot of stuff in the last couple of years, but the future looks bright. So this is what our Insightstap GTM model looks like: signal plus 3 engine architecture. Okay, so we can build a signal detection engine for you. We can create an outreach and automation engine for you as well, and also we can connect it with the performance side engine. Today we primarily talked about the signal detection engine and performance engine. We did not talk much about outreach and automation engine, but we do that as well. And in the process, you can create a feedback-driven growth loop, right? So this is what we do, okay, in terms of Insightstap: detect, sync, activate, measure, optimize, learn, feed, okay, and then restart the process. Okay, this is what we do. We can help you with a lot. Here we have a team of expertise doing that. ABM and PPC is a unified growth system. It should not run independently. It should not be siloed. That's why we are calling it the bridge ads. It's a bridge that connects to. Bridge ads deliver precision at scale. Every dollar follows intent, not impressions. And the future is predictive, automated, and data-led. That is the future of ABM ads. Okay. Precision plus automation. That's the future. It's right in front of you. I hope that this webinar was interesting. It shed some light on this continuously evolving subject. And we'll be coming up with more such content. Please write down in the comment section if you like something. If you want us to correct on something, please do write down in the comment section as well. If you want us a very specific topic to be covered by us, then write down in our comment section. We'll be very happy to engage with you. For you, we are creating this content, and this content is totally 100% free. There's nothing is behind any opt-in pages and other stuff. So it's totally free for you. Please do interact with us. Please give us the feedback. It means a lot to us. Okay. Until the next one.